Welcome to I Know Jax. I'm Joe Talentino. Our show has been on the air here at CW for a while now. When we started the show back in November of 2011, I had no idea there were others just like us out there in the community. Now, our viewers and website visitors consist of people like you and me who like to have fun. I've had the opportunity to meet several of you when I'm out and about shooting stories or doing events around town, and it's always a ton of fun. But enough babble from me. Let's get on with the show. First, we're going to take to the skies. I couldn't wait to get into the air and see what this sky typing is all about.
Well, we fly World War II airplanes, and we've got two missions, one of which is sky typing, which is different from sky writing. Sky typing is 5 airplanes in a formation where we all fly right next to each other, and it's like a dot matrix printer in the sky. Everybody just flies one formation in a straight line. We pump these letters out that come out as the size of the Empire State Building. Okay. Can be seen 15 miles either side of the formation. And we reach a wide range of audience when we're up there typing. The second mission is doing our air shows, where we're able to get the fans up close and personal with 6 airplanes. And we do an 18-minute routine, anywhere between 200 and 1,000 feet, and it's loud with lots of smoke, and it's a lot of fun.
Cool. And you guys get to travel quite a bit with this, I imagine.
We sure do. We've been all the way up from Maine, all the way down to the southern tip of Florida, and as far west as Scott Air Force Base in right outside of St. Louis.
Now, I can attest to the up close and personal part of this, and I was lucky enough to go up in the plane with Jim, our pilot, and I have to say I enjoyed that immensely.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a good flight. To give you an idea of the formations we fly doing the air show routine.
Now, you guys are, I was surprised at how close you guys were.
Yeah.
Now, you thought that was just another day in the park, right?
That's how we fly. That's we practice the formations that way because that's the way we fly them.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, Bob, you've been doing this a while. I understand this is a family affair.
That's correct. That's correct. First time Ken went flying in a Skytyper airplane, he was about 10 years old. And here he is now flying them.
So who's the boss?
Right now, I've been designated as the flight lead. Okay. Larry is training me for different jobs among the team within the team. So for this particular air show, I'm the flight lead. But we all share the responsibilities. Jimmy does a lot with a lot of the ground operations, makes sure that we're safe. Does a lot of the flying for us. Takes care of the FAA briefings. Dad is one of our navigation officers. Makes sure that on our cross countries we're safe. We always have an alternate in the case of emergencies, and we all have each other's backs.
Cool. Now, Jim, I understand there's some sort of tradition you guys have with people that have been up flying with you. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah. Larry's dad, Larry Arkin's the lead. Larry's dad started his squadron about 37 years ago with these very same airplanes. And what he did is when we take people on formation flights only, not just single ship flights, at the end of it we present them with a patch. And okay. Ken's got the patches to give you.
I have 3 patches here.
Okay.
And if you see anybody else with a patch like this on their jacket or on their shirt, you know that they were in formation with us on either an air show.
Not just flying with you, but in formation.
But in formation, up close and personal, like we just got done talking about. So if you see somebody else, that means you have a common bond. You can look at it and say, I know what you're talking about because I was there too.
Part of the brotherhood.
Part of the brotherhood, absolutely. So congratulations. Thank you very much for coming up with us and enjoying what we do. And I can see a smile still plastered on your face. You know what? That's how we live too. We always love coming down. We have long debriefs and we like talking with our hands and enjoying what we do. So we love sharing it too.
Well, thank you guys all so much for today. It really was a unique experience.
Good. Well, we enjoyed flying with you. Hope to see you again sometime.
I think one of my proudest moments was when the Geico Skytypers flew over Jax Beach during the air show and typed iknowjax.com in the sky for everyone to see. That was just too cool. Recently, I had the opportunity to meet with Miller Gaffney from the PBS series Market Warriors to talk about antiques and flea markets. Miller Gaffney looks more like a movie star than an antique expert, which is probably the big reason the producers of the Antique Roadshow picked her when casting for the PBS series Market Warriors.
And we go across the country. I'm on the show with 3 other men, and you name it, we've been there to Long Beach, California, Walnut, Iowa, Canton, Texas. And we go to flea markets and we buy things and then we sell them at auction houses, regional auction houses. So this really shows you the buying and selling side of the antiques business.
Miller led a special tour at the Art and Antique Show here in Jacksonville.
Being the only girl, does it work to my advantage? Who knows? I'll always say being a Southerner always works to my advantage.
Don't let this blonde Southern belle fool you. She knows her stuff. Miller is a graduate of the Sotheby's Institute of Art and also a certified member of the Appraisers Association of America, who has worked with leading auction houses, galleries, and museums.
One of the first episodes in Long Beach, California, we were searching for a Native American object. And I was going around and talking to all the fun dealers, and I see something at this Vietnam vet's table. American Indian piece of pottery, and lo and behold, this is something on the FBI most wanted list. I grew up around art and antiques, and that's what really sparked my passion for this industry. I'm doing what I love every day.
I'm sure we'll see more great things from Miller Gaffney in the future. I Know Jax is having a birthday bash. We've been on the air for a year and it's time for a party. Join us at Dahlia's Poorhouse in Riverside on Wednesday, January 16th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. We'll have contests, giveaways, and lots of fun. Hope to see you there. You looking to get into shape? Train one-on-one with Jacksonville Sharks number 66 Isaac Morales at Snap Fitness on Southside Boulevard across from Tinseltown. Affordable prices and personalized workouts mean maximum fitness. Train like a shark. Checkers Barbecue is all about great food and having fun with friends and family. Checkers is available to rent for parties and does some awesome catering too. I recommend that you go try Checkers out for yourself, and when you visit, let Art know I sent you. Food trucks are becoming increasingly popular around the country, and now you can find them in downtown Jacksonville as well. Today I'm with Mike and Karen of the Jax Truckies. Tell me a little bit about this food truck movement.
You know, we thought food trucks work great everywhere else, and why not Jacksonville? So in March we started the Jax Food Truck Championships, and we started Jax Truckies ever since, and it's really grown.
That was a huge deal too.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it went from literally 4 trucks to like over 24 now, and it's great to see the growth and entrepreneurial spirit and just the, great new food we have out now in Jacksonville.
So Karen, tell me some details about what we can find here in Jacksonville.
Sure, so in Jacksonville you'll find everything from handcrafted tacos to barbecue that's been smoked over hardwood for 16 hours, turkey pesto panini, a pork belly BLT, pretty much everything as far as food goes. And it's all quality food at drive-through prices.
Right.
You can find us and follow us every single day on social media. So we're on Facebook and we're on Twitter, and we post our locations of all the trucks that are out that day.
Cool.
So facebook.com Jack's Truckies or at Jack's Truckies on Twitter.
Cool. Well, that's a pretty neat service. Every single day?
Every day that they're out.
I'm with Andrew Ferens with On the Fly. Now, food trucks are a big trend right now, and I hear that you're one of the most popular. Tell me about your little awards.
Well, we got Jack's Truckies did a championship a while back, and we took the overall champion, and we also took the People's Choice Award, which we're super proud of, and you know, super proud of our food that we do. So it was a good thing. And then we also got voted best food truck with Jack's Folio magazine, and that was a big accomplishment too. We do you know, upscale. We do marinated chicken soft tacos, a popular item. We also do sesame seared ahi tuna over wasabi Napa cabbage slaw with fresh ginger on top, okay. And that's finished with the sweet chili soy. We do a bunch of different kind of gourmet grilled cheese sandwiches. We do a braised pulled pork taco as well. We do an El Diablo sandwich, which is really good as well. It's got crushed up Doritos on top. And then you can check us out Monday through Friday downtown on the corner of Adams and Jefferson, right next to the new courthouse.
Hey, it's Donovan Darius here. Join me to get tips for next level living on I Know Jack's, Saturday nights at 11.
I Know Jack's, we focus on fun. CoastalCompanion.com is your guide to fun things to do on the coasts of South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Sign up for the Coastal VIP newsletter for info on festivals and events and ideas for weekend getaways. You looking to get into shape? Train one-on-one with Jacksonville Sharks number 66 Isaac Morales at Snap Fitness on Southside Boulevard across from Tinseltown. Affordable prices and personalized workouts mean maximum fitness. Train like a shark.
Hi, my name is AE Diva. I'm an AED. What's an AED? Well, not to brag, but I'm a lifesaver. If someone goes into cardiac arrest, I shock them back to life. What's cardiac arrest? It's when your heart stops beating. Yeah, I know, serious. But never fear if AE Diva is here. I hope I see you at your school. Look for me.
For more information about AEDs in schools and how to help stop the #1 killer in schools, go to shocktolife.com. Checkers Barbecue is all about great food and having fun with friends and family. Checkers is available to rent for parties and does some awesome catering too. I recommend that you go try Checkers out for yourself, and when you visit, let Art know I sent you. Wine goes well with gourmet food, but what's the deal with wine and cheese? Let's ask our resident wine expert. Today I'm with my buddy Chris Chislett, the wine guy at Royal Palm Village Wine and Tapas. And today we're going to talk about something pretty controversial. Now, I was reading on your blog.
This is front page news kind of stuff. This is big.
Wine and cheese. Do they go together?
You know, it's the whole wine and cheese thing. Is even just wine and cheese as a sentence. People have wine and cheese parties and all this
like
kind of
peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. Well, I got somebody that asked me about this. It's a little over like 2 months ago. So, you know, I went to a wine tasting and I was doing like 40, 50 different wines, and you kind of get to a point, right?
At that point.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you know, at that point you don't even care, but what's the way to kind of keep your palate in check, you know? Because by the 30 or 40, I mean, even if you're spitting or, you know, even if you're just taking small sips, what's the way to keep your palate in check, you know? Is it water, is it crackers, is it cheese? And, you know, wine and cheese, it's it's kind of been promoted as like this match made in heaven
Yeah.
kind of thing. And sure, you can pair wine with cheese, but personally to me, cheese, I find, if anything, kind of coats your palate a lot
Right.
more, blocks those taste buds,
Right.
and if anything, it kind of inhibits your taste buds a little bit.
Right.
So I
That kind of makes
personally,
sense.
yeah, I
That'd
think
be
that's
like pouring milk over your tongue.
yeah, well,
and-
exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of the, the thicker, creamier cheeses are definitely the harder ones.
Right.
But personally, that's where I stand, is that wine and cheese really isn't this pairing that it's kind of made out to be. Personally,
Especially if you're tasting wine.
yeah, definitely. If you're tasting wine, sure, there's no problem drinking wine and having some cheese. But if you're
We'll
really
make that
trying
clear
to,
for the
yeah,
people out
yeah,
there who
oh
aren't-
yeah, I
that,
don't want,
you know,
I don't want nasty
it's my
angry
audience.
letters next week, But the whole concept of wine and cheese, I just don't think it's this, match made in heaven kind of perfect pairing. Gonna help you appreciate the wine as much as
So
people think
water
it will.
and crackers.
Personally, water and crackers if you're really just trying to, enjoy the wine itself.
So you heard it here first. Wine and crackers, not wine and cheese. We'll see you guys again on the next Wine Guy segment. Join us on an epic getaway to Savannah for St. Patrick's Day weekend on March 15th through 18th. Brewery tour, pub crawl, food event, party, and hotel rooms, we've taken care of it all. Find out more at iknowjacks.com/fun. When I was a kid, I loved Dr. Seuss. Come to think of it, not much has changed. Now, not that long ago, I went to see The Secret Art of Dr. Seuss, and I talked to the curator about the artworks.
And a lot of people say that his work in children's literature was the heart of the man, and if that's the case, his artwork was his soul. And you get a chance to see and learn who he was by looking into his soul, into these artworks, and discovering a little bit more about the good doctor.
There are a lot of similarities between the grown-up art and the kids' books.
I think Seuss is Seuss through and through. I really think he is. Dr. Seuss is Dr. Seuss in everything he does. It's just that it's another dimension to it. It's really him. And when you look at these artworks, and this is probably a good example, this is something that once you learn that it was created by Dr. Seuss, you go, I get it. I understand it. He did kind of hold the line with his children's books. This is an artwork based on the founding of Rome, the legendary episode known as the Rape of the Sabine Women. And Dr. Seuss creates his own artwork, just as Peter Paul Rubens, Picasso, Gian Bologna, and Nicolas Poussin, and all these great masters throughout art history have created that important legendary period. And we start with the children's books because he's most loved and known for the children's books. So we have artworks, of course, that cover the spans of his career there. This artwork is from his last book called Oh, the Places You'll Go. And on the last page of that book, it says, will you succeed? Yes, you will. 98 3/4 guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. And here is the kid moving mountains, as only Dr. Seuss can depict. And we really have a wonderful display of his children's books. Of course, that is Ted Geisel's most prominent legacy in children's literacy. And that is something that, of course, we pay tribute to throughout the exhibition. And you'll see Cat in the Hat, Horton, you'll see Sneetches, Oh, the Places You'll Go, and a really great collection of his most beloved images and characters and books.
The exhibit is an extraordinary collection of imagery reproduced from Dr. Seuss's long artistic career, and it's a chance to get to know the man behind the books, so to speak. I was pleasantly surprised to see the adult humor in his works. Here's one that speaks to me. It's called The Booby Trap. Bill Dreyer also told me why this painting is signed Struga von M, supposedly so Dr. Seuss could get unbiased feedback from his friends. Like they wouldn't recognize that Dr. Seuss cat among all that green. Speaking of books, there are a couple of books that were made about Ted Geisel.
This is called The Cat Behind the Hat. And it really goes into exactly what we're displaying here in the gallery, many of the secret artworks, his advertising career. We also go into his magazine career, and you'll find that he had cover images in the 1930s before he wrote his first children's book.
He was definitely an interesting man, and this exhibit gives you a chance to learn more about him. This exhibit is at Avondale Artworks until December 8th, so go check it out.
Everybody comes thinking that they know and love everything about Dr. Seuss, but you come in here and you'll find many other dimensions to his work, and you'll find that the genius that you suspected was there is discovered and explored even to greater depth here at the gallery. And you'll discover more about who he was by looking into the paintings and learning about him and learning the stories that he delivers through his paintings and the humor and the wit that he delivers through his artwork.
That concludes another episode of I Know Jax. Please make sure to sign up for our newsletter at iknowjax.com. That way you will always get information about our upcoming Jacksonville area events, and you will also be the first to know about contests and giveaways. I'll be back with another episode next Saturday, right here on CW17. Until then, I'll see you on the internet. I Know Jax is having a birthday bash. We've been on the air for a year and it's time for a party. Join us at Dahlia's Poorhouse in Riverside on Wednesday, January 16th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. We'll have contests, giveaways, and lots of fun. Hope to see you there. Checkers Barbecue is all about great food and having fun with friends and family. Checkers is available to rent for parties and does some awesome catering too. I recommend that you go try Checkers out for yourself, and when you visit, let Art know I sent you.